My name is Mike Dams. I'm the director of Rip Hunters Paranormal. I don't look at it as a business. I look at it as a passion, and my whole team, I believe we're all meant to be together and to do what we do. I believe we're doing God's work, helping souls with problems here on earth, and also helping souls that are stuck in the middle and get them to heaven. One of the things we do is we've done crossing overs where we've run across one or many spirits that are, I don't want to say trapped, some are just lost and don't know how to get to heaven. That's our God-given right of being on this earth if we're a good person, and if we've earned that, we need to be there.
Common behavior would be hearing voices or being able to record voices. I guess if I found something moved in my house, I kind of wonder about that. I don't think there is common, because each spirit comes across in their own individual way.
My first one was when I was a volunteer firefighter, and one of the firefighters had asked me if I was very sensitive, and I was like, what do you mean? And she had said, well, I get the connection that you're a very sensitive person. And I said, okay. She says, just do me a favor. She says, go down to that end of the hallway, and she says, just stand there and tell me what you feel. So I was like, okay. So I went down to the end of the hallway, and as I was standing there, I just went, oh. And she's like, what? And I go, the hairs on my arm are standing up. I says, and I was like, oh my God. I go, what is that? She goes, you just walked right into a spirit. And I was like, oh, that is so cool. And I was like, oh wow. But that was like my very first, and it was just so unreal because I never knew.
Right, so this is a spirit box, which pretty much is like a modern day version of a Ouija board. Basically, it allows you to communicate to the spirits. Instead of them moving the device across all the different letters to spell things out for you, on this they actually speak. And it works, the spirits can speak through it, but it's typically like 1 or 2 word answers at most. And it's very noisy in between you get those answers. The way that this box works is it needs an input from some device, whether it's like a hacked radio that you go in there and you cut the mute wire. So it just, when you start scanning the frequencies, it keeps scanning. It doesn't stop on any station. So if you just were to listen to the noise, you just hear the
My name is Bennett Lloyd. I'm coordinator here at the Museum of Seminole County History, and I work as a county employee here. I basically run the museum, all of its programming, and serve as volunteer coordinator for all of the volunteers who are so essential to the running of this building. In the room which is now dedicated to the Daughters of the American Revolution, we have a bookcase. It's a shelf and a display case, and it's standing in front of what was a door painted shut. And so one day I come in, it was middle of March, and the facilities crew is already here. They tell me that, well, the alarm was going off when we came in. We just came in to do a fire extinguisher inspection. We haven't been over in that direction at all. Building. Going around, I noticed in the DAR room that there was a door painted shut that was standing open. And the shelf, the bookcase in front of it, had been moved, shifted out of the way. There was probably an 8-inch gap between the bookcase door and the wall. And took a closer look around that area. I noticed also there was a bookcase opposite the shelf that had been moved. And that too had been shifted. And you can still see to this day the scrape marks along the floor which show how these bookcases moved. And there was a framed certificate leaning against the wall. Turns out that this certificate belonged to a woman named Maud Eleanor Ray. She served in the Daughters of the American Revolution as their chairperson during the 1940s, during the Second World War.
When we come here today, we're going to ask them to come forward, and I believe they will, and we'll see what we get tonight, and proof's in the pudding. Hello, my name's Mike. I'm with Rip Hunters, and this is our team with Rip Hunters. We're here to hopefully talk with Maud, and Maud, you know who we are. We mean you no harm and have total respect for you, And we're coming back to talk to you about what you did in this room. And it was just truly an amazing thing of what you did in so many ways, but the energy of pulling out those 2 bookcases and getting us to come out here. Yeah, thank you, Maud. That's Maud right there, flashing that light. Thank you, Maud. That thing's been on for 10 minutes now and hasn't done that. Thank you, Maud. Oh man, look at that, I'm lit up.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Listen, did you hear that?
Yeah.
He said something, listen.
I'm listening. Tell me.
I wonder if they're talking about all the equipment. Recording maybe. Help? Help find something?
Yeah, I helped find the document.
What can we help you find?
Alright, we just came on.
Right.
Thank you.
Can y'all hear the difference in the male and the female voices?
And there's a little girl in there too, and I'm thinking it might be Sarah. Maybe
Oh,
she's
Sarah.
every time I say her name, I get lit up here, and I think it's her.